Hi everyone, I hope you have all had a wonderful start to your year and are looking after yourselves. Today we are going to be doing a class that is basically going to be perfect for starting your day in a great mood, feeling a little bit stretched and more open, ready for your day ahead. So this is a sequence of some of my favorite stretches and it's kind of my favorite way to start the day. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to make a start in child's pose. So bring the big toes together and then draw the knees out as wide as feels comfortable, maybe about the width of your mat, if that's available to you. And then walk the hands forwards. Try and keep the sit bones connected with your heels and just let the chest melt down in between your thighs. And then finally bring your forehead down to the mat. Let the eyes come down to a close if they're not already. Feel the weight of your hips as they gravitate down towards your heels, and try to create as much space, as much expansion across your back as you can. And the best way to do this is by really deepening your breath and trying to take it into the back body. So as you inhale, feel the rib cage lift, feel the shoulder blades draw away from each other. And then as you exhale, let everything soften down towards the earth. Try to release any tension that might be stored in any of the joints or the muscles. You can give the face a little bit of a wiggle and a scrunch up, perhaps just moving the jaw from side to side. And just take a few moments in stillness here to really arrive on your mat, to arrive in your body. Letting go of anything that might have happened in your day up until this point, and just taking a few moments to just be in this place of stillness, not worrying about what might lie ahead. If you haven't already, start to bring your awareness to your breath. With each inhale, inviting a little bit more length and depth to each breath. And really let those exhales go release from the body super steadily and slowly. Feeling that sense of calm, that sense of release filter through your entire system. Before we start to move, we will take one big round of cleansing breath. So breathing in through the nose, drawing that breath all the way down to the base of the spine. And then open your mouth side out. Good job. Take your time to walk the hands back towards you, slowly sitting yourselves up. You can bring the knees so that they're slightly closer together. Stack your shoulders on top of your hips so you've got this beautiful length all the way along the spine. On your inhale, reach the fingertips forwards, connecting the palms, and then start to draw the arms all the way up and overhead, keeping that length along the spine. Now from here, we're going to imagine that we're taking hold of a pull-up bar. So make the hands into fists and then bend through the elbows, puffing up through the chest. Squeeze those muscles across the top of the back. Good job. And then when you're here, open the palms and open your mouth, really stretching out the hands and the jaw. Good. You can give the jaw a little wiggle and then reach the arms all the way out in front of you once again, connecting the palms, drawing the arms up and overhead. Taking hold of that pull-up bar, bending at the elbows, lifting through the chest, activating the muscles at the top of the back, and then stretch through the fingertips, open them out. Good job. Release the arms all the way down. Place the fingertips down in front of you. Lift the hips so that you can tuck the toes underneath you, and then place the hips back down against the heels. Option one is to stay here. This is a great place to be. You can already start to feel the stretch down the soles of the feet. If it feels comfortable and manageable, see if you can sit yourselves back up. Make sure that that little toe isn't trying to get left out, so you can use your hands to just make sure it's tucked under as well. Take a few rounds of breath here, perhaps rolling out the shoulders. Good, and you should feel this really starting to open up the soles of the feet. This is an area of the body that doesn't get a huge amount of attention, but if you think about it, the amount of time we spend on our feet from day to day is so much. So it's really important that we keep the circulation moving to that area, that we keep the fascia hydrated here. Take one more big breath in through the nose, and then exhaling out. Good job. Let the fingertips drop back down to the earth. Press down firmly through the hands so that you lift your knees, extend through the legs, keep the feet at about hip width apart. Let the knees be a little bit soft here as you come to find your right doll at the back of the mat. So taking hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands. You can just take a gentle sway from side to side here, allowing the backs of the legs to lengthen and using the weight of the arms and the torso to really encourage that length. Amazing. And then come back to find stillness. Stay down in your forward fold, but release the elbows and reach the hands out behind you, interlacing them into a fist. Draw that fist up towards the sky and then see if you can bring it up and overhead, reaching the fist towards the top of the mat. Don't worry if you have to keep a little bit of a bend in the elbows. You can also release the bind of the hands and take hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands behind the back. Now from here, take a bend through your right knee and try to touch your right knee with your right shoulder, opening the chest up towards the left-hand side and straightening through your left leg. Good job. Swapping sides, so bending through the left knee even, tapping left shoulder to left knee and straightening through the right leg as you open the chest up towards the right-hand side. Good job. And then come back to find center. Take one more big breath here. And then take a little micro bend through the elbows so that you can release the hands, walking them forwards, bending through the knees and coming all the way down into your tabletop position. So pausing for a moment here to make sure that you're set up with shoulders stacked on top of the wrists, hips stacked on top of the knees. Find length all the way along the spine. That includes the neck. So we want to have equal length down the front and the back of the neck. Reach through the crown of the head and through the tailbone at the same time. Now, the final thing is to really make sure that you're pushing the earth away from you. So we don't want to be collapsing through the shoulders. We want to be really activating the muscles across the top of the back. So imagine that you're trying to press down as hard as you can into the mat. Take a few rounds of your cat-cow here. Such a lovely way to start the day, articulating and mobilizing the spine. So as you inhale, send the tailbone high, lift the gaze, keep pressing through the earth, even as you shine your heart towards the front of the mat. And then as you exhale, send the tailbone down, draw the belly button back and bring your chin to your chest. Good. Take a few rounds like this. Inhaling, spread the sit bones, let the belly drop, press the heart towards the front of the mat, lift the gaze. And exhaling to send the tailbone down, hug the belly button back, press through your hands, feel that space, that expansion across the shoulder blades. Good, take a last couple. Move at your own speed, there's no rush. Last one. Such a simple exercise, but so effective. One that I include in most of my classes just because it really starts to warm up the body. Now from here, keeping your hips stacked above your knees, we're going to walk the hands off to the right hand side. Keep reaching through the fingertips, keep extending through the arms, and then allow your chest to drop down towards the earth. So we're coming into this variation of our puppy pose, but the hands are walked off towards the right hand side. Really stretch through the left fingertips and you should feel this beautiful stretch down the left-hand side of the body. Take the breath into the left lung, crack those side ribs open, breathing deeply here. You can rest your forehead or your chin down to the earth, whatever feels right for you. Really active through the arms, press down firmly through the palms. And then on your next inhale, lift the chest up slightly as you walk the hands back through center and take them over to the left-hand side. Pause for a moment here and then allow the chest to drop down to the earth once again, supporting yourself on your forehead or your chin, whatever feels right for you. Good job. On your inhale, press down firmly through the palms so that you can lift your chest. Walk the hands back to center and then allow the heart to melt down to the earth here once again. Try to keep those hips stacked above the knees. Beautiful. On your next inhale, push down firmly through the palms. Walk the hands back slightly, just so that you can get a little bit more control. And then pressing down firmly through that right hand, we're going to thread the left arm underneath the right and allow the outside of the left shoulder and the left ear to drop all the way down to the mat. You can keep reaching through the right fingertips, especially whilst you want to get that really juicy stretch down the outside of the left shoulder. And then once you feel set up and you feel comfortable, there's also the option to reach that right arm all the way up to the sky and then maybe take a bend through the right elbow and try to find the inside of your left thigh with your right fingertips. Even if they're nowhere near, that's not a problem. You can just rest your forearm in the small of your back. If this doesn't feel comfortable, then just keep your right arm extended. That's still a perfect place to be. Try not to lean your weight too far left. Keep the hips nice and neutral in center. Good job, guys. Take 2 more big breaths here, enjoying that opening, that stretch down the outside of the left shoulder, creating a little bit of room in the joints. And then when you're ready to release, re-extend the right arm if it's not there already. Press down firmly through that right palm. Place the left hand out towards the top of the mat. And then come straight to the other side. So right arm threads underneath left. We allow the right outer shoulder and the right ear to drop all the way down to the mat. Keep extending the left fingertips all the way towards the top of the mat just for a couple of moments. Good. And then if you feel stable enough and it's somewhere that you'd like to go, you can perhaps start to reach the left arm all the way up to the sky and then bend through the left elbow and see if you can find the inside of the right thigh with the left fingertips. If you're doing this, try and really spiral the chest out towards the left-hand side. It's just adding a little bit of load onto that right shoulder, so you might feel a bit of a deeper stretch. If at any point you feel any pain, then please, please, please just ease out of the posture. Awesome. Last big breath here. And then re-extend that left arm if it's not already. Press down firmly through the left hand so that you can unthread the right. Come back briefly into your puppy pose, pausing for a couple of rounds of breath here, enjoying any experiences, any sensations that's going on in your shoulders right now. On your next inhale, press down through the hands, walk them back slightly, tuck all 10 toes under, press down firmly through the palms and make your way up and back into our first downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the day, of the practice. So just be kind to your body, keep a nice bend through the knees if you need to so that you can prioritize that length along the spine. Really try and lift up and out of your shoulders. So this is a pushing posture. We're not collapsing down through the hands and through the shoulders. We're continuing to push through those hands so that we can lift out of the shoulders and extend that length all the way up along the spine and out through the hips. Take a last big breath here, taking any movements that you would like to, perhaps just pedaling out through the feet or maybe a little hip sway, whatever feels right for you. And then come back to find stillness. Press down firmly through your left foot. And as you inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Keep pressing down firmly through those hands. We haven't sunken down through the shoulders. On your next exhale, take your time to start drawing that right foot forwards, stacking shoulders over wrists, and then step that right foot up and in between the hands. Let the back knee lower. Keep the toes tucked under for a moment. Press down firmly through the right foot, and as you inhale, reach the arms forwards and up, coming into your low lunge, and then take hold of that pull-up bar once again, and bend through the elbows, lift through the chest, Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good. Release the hands. Let the fingertips brush against the mat as you reach them forwards and all the way back up once again. Take hold of that pull-up bar, bending through the elbows, cactusing those arms, lifting the chest. Good. And then release the bend of the arms, reaching the fingertips down, forwards and up. Last one. Work with your breath here. Good. Reach the arms down, forwards and up. Beautiful. From here, ease out of your lunge slightly. So press through that front foot so that the hips draw back. And then untuck your back toes and sweep the left foot so that it's all the way across to the right-hand side of the mat. We're going to place the right forearm down on top of the right thigh. And then as you inhale, reach the left arm all the way up and over. Once you're here, you can start to let the weight in the hips sink towards the front of the mat. Keep pressing down firmly through that right foot so you're not just completely collapsing through the hips. You should get this really beautiful stretch all the way down the inside of your right thigh. Good job. On your next inhale, press down firmly through that right foot. Start to extend your right leg as you reach that left arm all the way up and over, placing it down at the back of the mat, and then extending the right arm all the way beside your right ear. Wow, I had a complete brain block for that word then. Drive the hips forwards. And instead of thinking about a modified side plank shape here, think about trying to spiral the chest up towards the sky. Lift the hips up as well. Keep the glutes strong. And then take the gaze up to the sky as well. So it's a little bit more of a modified world thing. Good job. Breathing into the right-hand side of the body. On your next exhale, we're going to let the hips drop down to that left heel. Spiral the right toes so that they're pointing up towards the sky, and then rotate your chest so that it's directed in between both legs. Take a big inhale to find length along the spine. And then as you exhale, walk the hands forwards, and we're going to forward fold in between the legs. You should start to feel this down the inside of the right thigh and perhaps into your right hamstrings as well. Try to maintain length along the spine, so don't just round down and let the forehead drop down. Keep that energy flowing and reaching through along the spine and out through the crown of the head. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful, last one. On your next inhale, walk the hands all the way back. Take your time. Place the hands down at what is now the back of the mat. Rotate round on the ball of that right foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Oh, my mat nearly rolled over then. And then press it up and back into your downward facing dog. So we're just facing in the opposite direction. If somehow you're not where I am, don't worry about it. Just change the direction now. It's not a problem. So meeting in our downward facing dog, take a big breath here. Open the mouth, release it out. And then press down firmly through your right foot as you inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Nothing about the rest of the body changes. We are simply lifting that left leg up. So notice any subtle shifts in the shoulders or in the spine. And then on your next exhale, slowly step that left foot all the way up and in between the hands. Keep that thigh as close to your front body as you can. That will help you with this transition. And then release the back knee down. Press down firmly through that left foot. And as you inhale, reach the arms forwards and all the way up and overhead. Exhale, we take hold of that pull-up bar, cactusing the arms, drawing the elbows down towards the side ribs, lifting the gaze. And then release the hands, brushing the fingertips across the mat as you continue on this journey, reaching the arms all the way up and overhead. Take hold of the bar, bending through the elbows. Should start to feel some warmth through the shoulders. Last one. Good job. And then making your way back into that low lunge. Press down firmly through the left foot so that the hips draw back slightly. Untuck the right toes and sweep the right toes off towards the left-hand side of the mat. And then rest your left forearm down on the left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. And then you can allow the hips to start pressing towards the back of the mat as well. Notice whether one side feels a little bit more open and at ease in this posture. There might be some resistance on one side. That's okay. For me, it's this side for sure. And then on your next inhale, press down firmly through the left foot so that you can extend the legs, windmilling the arms all the way up and over. Right hand connects with the mat, with the top of the mat. Left arm reaches towards the top of the mat. And then we spiral the chest up towards the sky. Press the hips forwards and up, maybe looking towards the ceiling as well. Awesome, guys. On your next exhale, release the hips down towards that right heel. Find length along the spine as you turn the left toes up towards the sky. Big inhale as you rotate the chest slightly towards the left. And then as you exhale, find that forward fold in between both legs. If your left heel slides away, that's no problem at all. Just do whatever you need to do with your stance to find that sweet spot, to find that beneficial spot of the stretch. One more or two more big breaths here. Good. Keep lengthening the crown of the head forwards. On your next inhale, walk the hands back towards you and then place them back down at the front of the mat, spiraling around on the ball of the left foot, stepping the right foot back to meet the left and coming to find your downward facing dog once again. Take a round of breath here. And then pressing down firmly through that left foot once again. Inhale, we sweep the right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step your right foot up and in between the hands. Keep the back knee lifted this time. Use an inhale to reach the arms all the way up to the sky. So we've come to find our high lunge. Now from here, not technically a yoga pose, but a really great way to energize the body, to build up a little bit of cardio, fitness, and also to kind of just get rid of any negativity, any burden, anything that you want. So we're basically going to be doing a few little karate kicks. So bringing the weight forwards into your right foot, extend the right leg, and then drive that left foot out in front of you, and then step it back into your high lunge. So we're just going to do 3 more like that. Bring the weight forwards, drive the left foot out in front of you. Sound effects are encouraged. Yeah. And then step it back into your high lunge. 2 more. Good job. Try and keep that control. Last one. Nice. Don't worry if you wobble. Coming back into that high lunge. And then release your back knee down to the earth. Heel toe the right foot out so that it's slightly closer to the right hand side of the mat. Left hand can come down to the earth on the inside of the right foot. Squeeze your left heel in towards your bum and then see if you can take hold of the outside of your left foot with your right hand. If you can't quite reach the foot, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Just do this stretch without taking hold of the foot. Let the right knee fall away from you, rolling to the outside edge of the right foot. 1 more big breath here. And then on your next exhale, slowly release the left foot. Right hand reconnects with the earth. We tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and then step it back into your downward facing dog. Moving straight onto the other side. Big breath in to extend the left leg all the way up. Exhale, we step it in between the hands. Inhale to rise up into our high lunge once again. Setting yourself up, you know what's to come. So bring the weight forwards into your left foot. Drive the right leg and right foot out in front of you. And then step it back into your high lunge. 3 more like this with your own breath in your own time. Good, last 2. Last 1. Amazing, stepping it back into your high lunge. Release the back knee down, heel toe the left foot out to the left-hand side of the mat. Right hand drops down to the earth on the inside of the left foot. Squeeze your right heel in towards your bum. Reach around with the left hand, maybe taking hold of that right foot if you can, and then rolling to the outside edge of your left foot and letting that left knee drop out towards the left-hand side. You can use the strength of your left arm to draw the foot in, but keep resisting it. So keep pressing the foot into that hand That will deepen the stretch down the quads. Amazing, guys. Exhale, we release that right foot. Let the left hand come back down to the earth. Now this time, we're going to tuck the back toe under, and we're going to step the right foot wide of the right hand. Heels are in, toes are out. Let the hips drop down, keep length along the spine. Come to find your Malasana or Yogi Squat. Holding here for 3. You can use the elbows to press the knees out nice and wide. For 2, don't worry if the heels aren't connected with the earth. Prioritize length along the spine. For 1, you've got this. And then release the knees, reach the hands forwards to act as a little bit of balance as you roll down onto your sit bones. Press down firmly through both feet and take your time to come all the way down. Beautiful. Hug the knees up into your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. And then let the left foot come back down to the mat, keeping the left leg bent. Cross your right leg on top of your left and shimmy the hips towards the right-hand side of the mat and allow the knees to drop down to the left. Extending your right arm out wide, perhaps following it with your gaze. Rounding off our practice with a twist. On your next inhale, draw the legs back up to center, uncross them and shuffle the hips back to center as well. This time, crossing left leg on top of right, hips shimmy to the left-hand side, knees drop to the right, and we extend that left arm out wide, maybe following it with the gaze. Just make sure that you keep both shoulders connected with the earth here. On your next inhale, draw the legs back to center, uncrossing them. Hug the knees up into your chest. You are very welcome, if not encouraged, to finish your practice in a little bit of a shavasana, especially if you have the time. If not, place your hands behind your thighs. Take a couple of little rocks up and down the spine, eventually finding a comfortable cross-legged seat. Let the eyes come down to a close. Find length along the spine. Resting your hands lightly on your knees and just taking a couple of moments in stillness here. Whenever you're ready, bring your hands to heart center, resting your thumbs lightly on your chest, bowing your head, thanking yourself for creating this space, this time to come to your practice today, and thank you so, so much for allowing me to guide you through it. It's a pleasure as always, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Namaste. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are feeling ready for your day, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Bye.